Hello everybody, SmallTreeLeaf here, and today I have some very sad news I have to share with you, and it is my large Golden Gate Ficus has been doing extremely poorly. As you can see here, all the dead branches and lost leaves. This is the only surviving little branch. But good news is, come down here, you can see some brand new little sprouts around here, and one on that side. There were a multitude of factors that led to the demise of this tree, some being a cat thinking this is a litter box, some being soil not being well suited for the tree with the frequency of which I was watering due to some trips and sometimes just lack of care. So we're going to be fixing this tree up for the spring today. We're going to be removing some wires. I'm going to be pruning off some of these dead branches, and we're going to be repotting it into its old pot, the one that it throve in for close to 3 years. So let's get started. So first things first, I'm going to remove this old wire. This wiring was from a past growth spurt that I was trying to shape the tree for, and now it's pretty meaningless. It looks kind of crazy too, all this wire and hardly any branches. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting rid of this. And I don't really have to be that careful because, well, all the branches are dead, so there's nothing to injure. So I'm gonna go ahead and snip this wire right here, and we're gonna snip this on the other side there. That'll come on out. This one should come on off. Oop. I just gotta be careful around these brand new sprouts. I don't wanna mess those up. They're only a couple days old. So, go ahead and just snap that branch off, who cares? Come around and pull this wire from the back. Be very gentle around there. There we go. And just pull that. Then we're going to make a cut. There. I'm going to try to just uncurl this ever so slightly. And voila. Okay. That looks to be all the wires on top. So now we just got to focus on these ones on the bottom here. Probably put this wire on close to 4 years ago. Look at how you can kind of see some sun fading in it. It's really brown right here, but kind of black right there. This wire is ancient. So let's go ahead and make a snip here. Try not to cut the branches off while I make a snip. Got one. The other one wanted to be cut, but it didn't. So we'll switch wires, come to this one. Just a jungle of wire down here at the bottom. Don't even know what to do with all that. I can get this one off. There we go. Get that off. I think we're just gonna have to start cutting down here because I cannot follow where all the wires go. Snip that one right there. That piece does not want to be cut. There we go. Snip that. And this looks like the last piece. Super skinny one. There we go. All right. All the wire is off. There we go. Back up. It looks quite different without all the wire on there. Looks nowhere near as congested. And looks kind of crazy looking. It's kind of what I was going for, but we'll have to restart and hope for new blossoms down here. So, next part, the super painful part, I have to cut a bunch of these branches off. So, let's see. I want to kind of start up here and clean out some of that, and then come over here and clean out these tall ones, clean out some of that right there, and probably clean up most of that as well. I'm going to leave this one long alive branch on there so that it continues to get some light and nutrients and hopefully promote more of those. So, let's get started here. Let's see. So, first cut we're gonna do is this right here. Alright, there's one cut. That hurt a lot on the inside. So as you can kind of see here, the wood is all dry. The white sap that ficuses are famous for putting out and being poisonous, it's not happening here because this wood is dry, dead wood. So we don't even have to worry about any poisonous sap risk either, which is kind of nice. But there's one branch. Now for this next one, I think I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna chop this off right here. And we're gonna come up, and I'm just gonna lop this whole long one off. We're just gonna end it right after there. We're gonna go right before this big split here. There we go. Off, just like that. Alright. These are our cuts. Alright, now we're gonna come over here. And we're gonna cut off this branch going downwards. I'm gonna get rid of him. I'll leave a little stump there, See what happens, if anything grows or if it doesn't. Downwards facing branches are not normally something you would see on a bonsai tree. Those are something that are normally pruned off at the beginning. But I did have a really nice design with the loop-de-loop that I wanted here, and now it's all gone. So we'll see if we can get something else going there, but if not, no big deal. We're gonna spin it all around. And now we're left with this mess over here. So for this, I'm gonna leave this main branch here, and I'm gonna let it come out to right about here. It gets significantly thinner right there. So then we're gonna come in and we're also gonna snip off these extra branches here. Cut this one right here. There's a nice cut. A nice smooth cut right there. Alright, so we're going to come in and we're going to cut this top pointing branch off right there. Going to be really careful. Drop my tool. As I was talking about being careful. Ironic. Alright, so we're going to come in really carefully and snip that off without touching the new growth. We're going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing. Cut this upwards facing branch off and do the same to the one right next to it. Alright, so this is what it's looking like over here now. There's just one long one left to get rid of. We'll leave a little bit of a stump on that. There we go. Alright, looking like a whole different tree already. Okay, come over here. I really liked this branch because it was kind of the only thing really facing this side of the tree, as you can kind of see. And now it's got to come off. So we're just going to cut it back to right here though. We're not going to bring it all the way back to the tree. We're going to leave it right there. Alright. Spin it back around this other way. We're going to look at these right here. We're going to... Yes, we're going to cut this off right here. Snip that one. Snip this, snip that one. I'm gonna come up and hit that. Really getting these small ones right here. I want to leave the main branch right here intact. Try to hope for new growth on that, and I guess we'll snip that one off. Hope for some new growth on this. And let's come over here. Alright, let's trim that back. And we'll leave those two. Alright, we're going to come over here and get rid of that tiny little thing. Come around and snag that one. Alright. And last but not least, we have to come in and trim up the small little undergrowth. Get this situated. There we go. Okay, so I really don't want to cut any of this, but it's not going to grow back, so I really need to. So we're gonna, what do I want to do here? I need a second to think. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're going to get rid of all this stuff on the side here that's sticking way out, because now that the tree isn't fully grown in, it looks a little bit silly. So we're gonna bring it back. So this can come, I'll bring this all the way back to here. This one going upwards. I don't know. Let's see, we'll trim this back to here. And we'll trim this back to there. Keep those all kind of the same length, and we'll get rid of that one because that shoot is definitely dead. We're going to, I think I'm just going to cut this right here. No, actually, I'm not even going to cut that. I think I might just leave that how it is for now. If stuff starts to grow, I'll make some adjustments, but out of everything on the tree, that's the one section I cannot bring myself to cut right now. Some things you just love too much to destroy. Okay, so let's give you another aerial view here. This tree looks entirely different. This just looks like a dead tree, but then you have this extremely tall branch kind of just sticking out of nowhere. That is definitely gonna have to be cut down, but not right now. That's the only alive part of the tree I have left. So, last thing, we need to repot. So, for this repotting, I'm going to be using the previous pot that this bonsai tree was in, which is this one right here. Nice and big one. I wanted to put it into this pot because this is more of a show pot. It is nice and thin. I was kind of almost done with this tree. I was going to give it one final pruning and just let it thicken up. But before that could happen, I'm going to need to put it back into supportive care and really get this thing back on the right track. So to start, we're going to have to remove all the wires, which this tree was actually a pain in the butt to get in the pot in the first place, so I'm not too excited to dive into these wires. So let's start by cutting right there. Open that up. Okay. So we're gonna get our bin here. Okay. Now, gotta find these wires. Felt one. Okay, there's one. So, tree's pretty loose. And go ahead and kind of go around the edges of the pot, try to loosen it up. This bonsai does take up this entire pot. If you watched me repot it the first time, it's kind of crazy. The root styling and how badly this thing was stuck in the last pot was kind of crazy. But luckily it's not super stuck in this one. Definitely is growing. Okay. Okay, so we're going to pull on this nice and gently. We're going to cut that wire so it's not in the way. We're going to continue to gently pull, tug, until the whole tree is free. There we go. And you can see the thing in here is nice and wet. I watered this earlier before this repotting. Wanted to make sure everything was gonna go nice and smoothly. So all the cleanup I'm gonna do is just gonna be this. This tree, I cut a lot of roots off the last time I did this repotting, and I think that is one of the factors that led to the quick demise of the health of this tree. So I'm gonna leave the roots intact this time. Now that that's right there, luckily it'll stand up by itself. We're gonna take our new pot over here, and I already have the drainage mesh at the bottom to catch any rocks and stuff from falling through when I'm watering. Go ahead and rotate the bin here. We're gonna go ahead and start filling up the bottom of the pot with some of this rocky soil. This is part of the original soil mix that was in this tree. The soil is not bad, it just wasn't optimum for the tree, so I still can reuse it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a nice little layer of that down there. And we're gonna grab some of our organic bonsai soil. Grab some of that and pour that on in. We're gonna grab another handful of our other mix and kind of just scoop that on in and mix it up. Hey everybody, sorry about that. My camera cut out and the rest of the repotting did not get recorded, but if you're interested on how to do that, check out some of my other videos where I repot other Golden Gate Ficus trees and a bunch of other bonsai trees for more information. But now that the repotting is complete, all that's left to do is admire the new tree. Admittedly, it does look a bit ridiculous with this really long branch, but again, that is kind of what's keeping this tree alive right now until these start to grow in a little bit more. So we can look down here at all the branches we cut off, seems like a lot, and all the wire we removed as well. So, thanks for watching everybody. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. And if you like the content I create, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching everybody. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe down below. If you haven't already, check the link in the description to view my website, SmallTreeLeaf.com.